Watching movies and jamming out. K-Flix 198.4 Fiction Radio.
Welcome back to K-Flix Fiction Radio. This week we're talking about an incredibly fun set of movies known as the Mexico Trilogy by Robert Rodriguez. Dustin, you've never seen these movies before. What did you think?
That's correct. I had not seen these movies before, and oh boy, what a ride. Yeah, I'd not seen a single one of them. We're talking about El Mariachi, we're talking about Desperado, and we're talking about Once Upon a Time in Mexico. And yeah, man, each one is a very different beast.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know much about Robert Rodriguez in general. I have definitely seen, a handful of his flicks. From Dusk Till Dawn, I think I watched with you the first time many years ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it's kind of like these three movies are a good overview of his career and his growth and his directional changes and his gradual George Lucasing as he goes into the future. Like we start out with a movie that's like, I mean, it's great. It's El Mariachi. It was shot for what, $7,250 or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
By far it's got to be the highest like box office percentage take. I think it made like $2 million at the box office.
So it set a Guinness Book World Record for being the lowest budgeted movie to gross over $1 million.
Yeah, I bet. I mean, the thing is, when you shoot a feature film for $7,000, you've shot a feature film for $7,000 and a boatload of favors.
That's so true.
Yeah. I mean, we're talking 7,000 early 90s dollars. And they shot it in Mexico.
Yeah.
You can come by some things at a lower price, but like still, there was a lot of just like, screw it, we're going to shoot it anyway.
On a camera he had never used before.
He never used before. He did you told me he did one takes.
Yeah, dude. So I watched his 10-minute film school, and the scene where El Mariachi is trying to run away from the drug lords when they find out that he's at the hotel. Mm-hmm. He runs up the stairs and throws the guitar onto the balcony, and he jumps up. Uh-huh. In the wide, he misses the balcony. They didn't do another take. He just covered it in other angles. He was like, fuck it, I'll get it in the close-up. I'll get it on the balcony. So he just cuts around things that screw up. It's crazy.
It's crazy, yeah. And was it because he had limited film that he shot it that way, I guess?
So he had made a short film using his like younger siblings, and it won all of these awards, but he only did one take for that and just cut around all the mistakes. So he thought, if I can make this short film for such and such amount of money, I bet I can make a feature film for $7,000. So then he went out and he did just that.
And he did it, yeah. I mean, this guy, when I was in film school, which would have been right after Once Upon a Time in Mexico came out, mm-hmm. The early internet was awash with like Robert Rodriguez telling kids, don't go to film school. You don't need it. You can do it for nothing. Put it on a credit card. Kevin Smith, same thing, like similar ethos.
Yeah.
He's always been a force for that in the business. And to some degree, people laugh. And to some degree, he's totally right.
A thing that he brings up a lot is if you make because El Mariachi wasn't supposed to be seen. He was just it was a test movie for him just to see if it could be done.
To shop around and yeah.
So when Columbia bought it, he was like, no, you don't want to buy this movie. Give me money to make a different movie. And they were like, no, we like this one. And he was like, well, give me like $2,000 to go shoot some more stuff. And they were like, no, we want this movie.
So I don't know the answer to this. I don't know if you've come across it ever, but like, do you know anything about the story of why El Mariachi is recast in the following two movies? Noticeably, he's now played by Antonio Banderas, who's we'll just say he has a little more charisma on screen.
Sure. Well, again, El Mariachi being a test movie, he just cast all of his friends and people that they knew in Mexico in this town where he was shooting the movie. So
gotcha.
When it became like a known franchise, the studio, I'm sure, was probably like, hey, we we need at least some sort of a name value here. I know he had to fight really hard to get Salma Hayek in Desperado as well because she didn't have any American credits yet.
Which is crazy. I mean, Hollywood has made their return on Salma Hayek.
No joke.
Yeah, he broke a bunch of people.
Oh, yeah. Danny Trejo.
Danny Trejo, yes.
Cheech was already a huge star, but...
It was a good get, though.
Big
like, you
get.
can just tell, like, when with Desperado, you're like, oh, like, he got everybody he wanted.
Sure.
I will say this about El Mariachi. It's a good flick. It's got the pacing of an early movie for a director. For a guy who didn't go to film school, it's got some of the tropes of film school, but like amped up to the craziest degree.
Sure.
Some of the stunts they pull off for that meager budget are crazy.
Yeah.
And you can tell they just did it. They were just like, we're going to go for it. We're going to close off this street for a minute and go for it.
And it worked.
Hey, you and I have done stuff like that back in the day.
100%. I would do it again right now. Yeah.
Would you? It would be super stressful for me to do something like that now.
Well, I mean, I guess it depends on the thing, but yeah.
Sure. Did you get tossed off of our high school roof?
I did.
At one point?
Yeah.
For a film? Short film?
Uh-huh.
College film?
Several times I flew off of that roof, yeah.
That was crazy.
And you guys ran me over with a car for your thesis in college.
What?
Miles. He ran me over for Ethan.
Oh yeah, but that wasn't like an actual stunt. Oh wait,
It
no,
was?
because you like went up on.
Yes.
You went up on the hood.
I went up onto the hood. You hit me with a car. Yeah.
That's right. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, we did some weird shit back then.
Yeah.
I still can't believe, like, not we, but the producer of the film convinced our alma mater to let us come back at night.
Yeah.
And film a scene on the roof. I can't imagine anybody told him we were going to be tossing dudes off of it.
No.
Into gym pads, like those fold-up, stanky gym pads that we must have, like, broken in to get. I don't even know how we got those outside.
Well, we had current students that were like on our crew, so maybe.
Oh, that old trick.
Yeah.
Hey, it works. I mean, I was that guy in film school, like older people being like, we need you for your camera access. Anyway, where were we? So yeah, Desperado comes around and they, I think, do a pretty good job of taking care of the transition. They have a early on like dream sequence or a flashback sequence,
right,
where they just straight up refilmed the ending of El Mariachi and put Banderas in there.
Uh-huh.
So it's like, okay, if you were confused, it was him the whole time.
Yes. I mean, recastings happen so often.
Oh, sure. Yeah. No, I think it was done rather gracefully.
Yeah.
And I think Carlos Gallardo was a co-producer on all of these movies.
He's in Desperado. He's one of the other guys.
That's right. Yeah. He's just a different person.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so it seems like it's, you know, this is not your normal like actor got fired situation. This is like, yeah, he was Robert's buddy.
Exactly.
And kept on as part of the team.
Yeah. Did you catch the Dire Straits song in this movie?
Uh-huh. I was going to say, like, the soundtrack. Ooh. We're going to talk about the songs, you know, in universe, but the soundtracks are all really good.
Robert Rodriguez knows how to pick music for his movies.
He does. Yes. I'm realizing in seeing these that he's probably a huge influence in a lot of ways, but music and violence in particular on Vince Gilligan.
Oh, I can see that.
I mean, a lot of Breaking Bad stuff just feels like this style.
Well, it also has that southern look to it as well because it's in New Mexico.
New Mexico, yeah, as opposed to old Mexico.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of crossover, and I think definitely Gilligan has like given nods to that over the years. Okay, and this brings me to a question with a clip.
Oh.
Because I did a little research on the internet, and I'm just all turned around now, and I need to know what you think.
Okay.
So there's a song on the Once Upon a Time in Mexico soundtrack called Me Gustas Tu.
All right.
By Manu Chao.
12 de la noche en La Habana, Cuba.
I always look at I remember this song because of the weird doorbell sound effect that is used throughout.
Okay, yeah.
And I swear I came upon this through Breaking Bad.
Oh.
From it being on the soundtrack. But I cannot find what episode it's in. I did a search and found this Reddit thread with somebody asking the same question, what episode is this Me Gustas Tu song in Breaking Bad? And then just a bunch of replies saying, like, it's not in there.
What?
You made this up. Yeah.
Oh, you got Mandela affected.
I guess I'm so confused. Then why do I think it's from that?
Well, I mean, much like the look of the two of them being similar because they're in desert environments, I feel like the songs also sound pretty familiar.
For sure. So what's weird is I can find that song over like a Breaking Bad montage that someone made on YouTube.
Is it a viral video?
It's got 38,000 views. I wouldn't call it viral, but it can't be that I just saw that and forever associated it with the show in my mind. What I think happened is it worked its way onto like a Spotify playlist that someone put together that I subscribed to of Breaking Bad soundtrack, and I just took it at face value, like, oh, it's in there somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know either.
It's a mystery.
Interesting.
I was hoping you'd go, oh, I remember that. It's in this episode.
Unfortunately, I don't. I don't have a connection on that one.
Bummer. All right. Well, it's a good song in any case.
It is a good song. Again, great music in these movies.
Yeah, man.
I do have a Desperado fun fact that I didn't know until I was researching for this episode.
Lay it on me.
Apparently, the first ever cool guy walking away from an explosion without looking back at it or flinching takes place in Desperado.
I heard that in the interview you sent me with Rodriguez.
Oh, nice. Awesome.
Yeah, that is astounding. And like, I want to verify that. Like, is that true?
I don't know. I feel like it was an 80s thing, but at the same time, in that interview or in that podcast, Robert Rodriguez is talking about like showing that to Jim Cameron, and Jim Cameron being like, holy shit, I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
Like he would know, I think.
I guess so, yeah. That is a crazy fact, and it's a crazy shot.
Oh, yeah.
And the story behind it is great, too, because it was like an effects guy was like, they wanted some other effect. He was like, I can't do that. And Rodriguez, ever the improvisational filmmaker, was like, what can you do? And he was like, a huge explosion. And like nobody knew how big it was going to be.
He was also told that that the fire was going to burn off real quick, so that's why he shot it in slow motion.
In slow-mo, yeah. Which, to me, that's part of the trope.
Yeah, it is.
There's so many, like, things. I would argue Desperado is the beginning of the John Wick shoot-'em-up style movie in a lot of ways. I mean, in other ways, it's not. In other ways, spaghetti westerns might be the beginning of that.
Well, I mean...
And Rodriguez has made comparisons between The Good, Bad, and the Ugly, basically the Dollar trilogy and his Mexico trilogy.
Sure. I think Hard Boiled is what's going to start most of that sort of John Wick style gunplay, the John Woo movie.
Whoa. Oh, when was Hard Boiled from? I've not seen this. This was before he started Hollywood films, right?
Hard Boiled was 92.
Really?
With Chow Yun-fat.
Totally forgot about both of those people. But yeah, you're totally right. John Woo is definitely like shoot 'em up daddy-o.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, fair. Well, I mean, this was another step
But I mean, El Mariachi was 92 as well, so.
That's true. That's true. See, El Mariachi to me falls short of being a full-on, like, oh, he's just fucking blasting dudes.
Well, he can't do the wire stunts. Like, anybody that gets shot in Desperado flies half a football field. Yes. It's awesome.
Yeah, so good. And it's where you start getting some of the toys, too.
Yes. Uh-huh.
So many good ones. I did read that there were a ton of cuts in Desperado because it clocked an NC-17 rating when he first submitted it.
Yeah.
Most notably, the end scene, the final standoff just flashes to white, and you are left to imagine what happened. But apparently that footage exists.
I would like to see that.
They shot it, and that was something that they were just like, they made so many edits to it to get it to an R rating that he was like, fine, I won't put the scene in it at all.
Oh, wow.
Because they just cut so much out of whatever it was.
Fair.
I'd love to see that someday.
Infringing upon his art, and he just said, fuck it.
He said, fuck it, I'll just flash to white, and they'll be in the hospital with the kid.
All right, before this becomes a full movie review, what did you think about the third in the franchise?
Oh, boy. The third is definitely the, like I said, the next evolution of Rodriguez. He's done Spy Kids at this point.
Yes.
So that's why right away you get Johnny Depp with his fake fucking crazy arm. And disguises, and like he's full on spy mode at this point in his career.
True, yeah.
It's fun. I agree with some of the criticisms of like it's a little less coherent than the movie before it. It's certainly quite exciting.
Oh, yeah.
Again, just every sort of trick shot, every sort of toy gun he can come up with. It's great.
Yeah, it remains very fun.
Yeah, man. I assume you saw it back in the day.
Oh, yeah. I definitely went and saw that in the theater because I grew up on Desperado just loving the shit out of that movie.
Oh, nice. It's crazy. Totally missed my radar. And like, I watched the shit out of Speed, which I think came out that same year.
Oh, 94. Speed was 94, yeah.
Oh, 94. Oh, okay. The great 94 you've referenced.
Oh, yes.
It was like the best year for movies.
One of them.
Okay. It's fun to see it all evolve.
Yeah.
And then again, more names, more guest stars, more, oh my God, they got that person.
Yeah, it never stops. Mickey Rourke shows up. So cool.
Yep.
Cheech comes back. Danny Trejo comes back. Both of whom, spoilers, die in Desperado.
Yep, in awesome ways. Defoe.
Yeah, dude, Defoe. Robert Rodriguez, man, I'm a big fan of this guy's work ethic and the things that he tries to do and the way that he does them. I'm just fascinated by the stuff he does.
I'm always jealous of filmmakers who, when confronted with like a problem, a stoppage, a reason they can't do what they were planning to shoot that day, that can just pivot and go, we'll do this instead and make it work.
Yeah.
Once Upon a Time in Mexico was his first video movie because George Lucas had shot the second Star Wars prequel on video, and he showed him some of the footage, and Rodriguez was like, that does it for me. Film's dead. Also, hilarious that he's like besties with Tarantino.
Oh, yeah.
And so we've got like Captain Video and Film Will Never Die, and they hang out.
He convinced Tarantino to shoot on digital because Tarantino shot a segment for Sin City.
Oh, really? Right.
Uh-huh.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I don't know how you would shoot that movie on film.
Yeah, no joke. All right, so we love Robert Rodriguez. We love the things that he makes. He does fun stuff. But what about the music in this trilogy?
Yeah. What about El Mariachi himself? And others.
Yeah, yes, and others. We're going to start with the others. We're going to go in the order that the movie goes in. So we're going to experience
I know what this is, then.
A keyboard mariachi.
Yeah.
So the background for this is that El Mariachi goes into a bar looking for work to perform as a mariachi, and the bartender says, "What do I need you for? I have a full band." And then a single person gets up with a keyboard and plays that.
Yes. But in particular, that little sequence is shot in such a way, two things immediately. I was like, this is so Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah, totally.
The way the guy looks in the song. And it was also so Edgar Wright, the way he like scoots out of the booth and suddenly the keyboard's there, plop down, and then when he's done playing, as soon as he's done playing it, and he's back lounging in the booth.
Yeah, you nailed those comparisons. That is super Edgar Wright for sure. I do wish that the keyboard mariachi sang as well. That was the only thing that he didn't do.
True, and that is the thing that made me question the bartender's assertion that he had a full band.
Well, I guess he did have those like sort of like vocal things on the keyboard that he was cueing, but those are not lyrics. That's the more grunts.
In any case, a good bit of comedy kind of lets you know the tone of things. Like, it's not that serious.
And the second song that we hear also has a bit of humor to it because El Mariachi is about to get his privates cut off if he can't prove that he can sing.
Para cortarme los huevos, andar a dos, tres cabrones, como si yo fuera cebo. Y para colmo de males, me mandan hasta una reina, con grandes ojos norteños y un tremendo forrazo.
So that's a song about him not wanting to be castrated and then flirting with the woman who's about to cut his genitals off.
Yeah. Sure is. I feel like it's so many like good little moments of levity like that. Again, to let you know, the subject matter is serious, but the way it's going to play out is going to make you chuckle along the way.
Exactly. Rodriguez is a pro at that move.
That dude can sing, by the way. I mean, we'll get into how Antonio Banderas can sing, but that dude can sing.
I am unaware if that's Carlos or not.
Oh, good point. I forgot the cardinal rule of making this show. It's not always the person on screen singing the songs.
Because the next song, I do know who sings that, and it is not Carlos.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know if it's the same person singing both songs. I don't have that information, unfortunately.
Copy that. Okay. Well, someone can sing.
Yes.
We'll say that.
Whether it is Carlos or whether it is Juan Suarez, they're very good.
Okay. Well, you've led us to the next track. Give us some Juan Suarez.
So this one actually has a name. I've just been referring to the other songs as Keyboard Mariachi and Bathtub Song. This one is called Ganas de Vivir,
which in English translates to Will to Live.
Caminando por la vida voy, caminando por la vida voy pensando en un amor, en busca de ese amor, con la ilusión de ver mi vida florecer.
This is the song that he sings after he's been hired to perform at a bar.
Right. I mean, this is a pretty little song, and man, right now listening to it, I'm like, oh, it sounds like something. Like it reminds me of not a Rolling Stones track, but that's the direction I'm headed.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay.
Like not like one of their but like one of the more bluesy, like playing in a bar kind of songs.
Right. But yeah, that was both written and performed by Juan Suarez. And I have a little clip from Robert Rodriguez talking about recording Juan Suarez.
Oh, nice.
This is from the making of El Mariachi, Robert Rodriguez 10-minute film school.
I wanted to show you my sound setup. This is actually a videotape I shot during production. This is Juan Suarez. He's a local exterminator who's a musician on the side, and he wrote this song for our movie. I'm recording it with my sound setup, which is my Marantz tape recorder and my Radio Shack microphone right there. That's me actually holding the mic up. I'm taping the sound. This is the actual song that's used in the movie, the actual recording, and videotaping it at the same time so that Carlos can watch his finger movements. And I mean, as you can hear, this musician's voice is much deeper than Carlos's. So what I did was I used my tape recorder, had a pitch control. I pitched it up so it matched more my actor's voice.
Shut up.
Isn't that crazy?
That's why I thought the other song was the actor, because I was like, well, it sounds like him.
Right?
But like he did the work to make it sound like him.
Yeah.
That really, man, see, he just like zeroes in on what is the thing. Like when it sounds out of place, what is the thing that makes it sound out of place? And it's like, oh, pitch.
Yeah.
That's why in Oh Brother, Where Art Thou, it's like clearly not George Clooney. George Clooney talks down here, you know?
Uh-huh.
Not that I'm saying they should have pitched the guy down for Oh Brother, Where Art Thou. Whatever. That's a tangent. But it's clear, it's obvious that it's not him singing. And yeah, he did the work in this one to match it up. It's crazy.
Yeah, because honestly, I thought it was Carlos.
I totally bought it. I bought it 100%.
I didn't even question it. I was like, oh, looks right, sounds right, good to go. Nope, Juan Suarez.
Juan Suarez. Go Juan Suarez.
I came across a cover of this song, Dustin, in 1996. It was covered by Wander Wildner.
Okay.
Ilumina em mim el corazón que va brotando em mim, por ânsias de viver, gritando, el mundo estoy a viverlo.
Also, I was just thinking, if this was in 96, there was probably a resurgence after Desperado came out in 95 of people finding out about El Mariachi and sort of second round of popularity.
That's true.
So speaking of Desperado, I think that's next up on our journey of songs.
Yeah.
So this movie was not shot for $7,000. I don't have the numbers, but it had a proper more than $1 million regular movie budget.
I would assume that he had more than one take for some stuff as well.
It's entirely likely that he had more than one take. Yes.
I will say, just real quick, going back to El Mariachi about the one take thing, in that 10-minute film school video that I watched, he shows you like the raw footage and how he does the one take. It's like, do you remember when they caught the real El Mariachi on the street, but they opened up the case and he had accidentally grabbed the wrong case?
Yeah,
So
right.
the guy with the big mustache who's got like the huge bulge the whole movie because his pants are too tight and he's wearing the red shirt. So it's one take of that guy, and he got all of the coverage in the one take. He was just like, okay, we're going to shoot this line in a medium, and then as the other guy's talking, he just zooms in to get the close
out.
and then zooms back out for the other shots. It's still one take. He's like, bap, 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 bap. He's making it seem like there's multiple cameras getting the coverage, but it's just one because he's zooming in and out.
Oh my God.
It's crazy.
That is just, ultimately, I guess what a director does is know what they want. And this guy just knows what he wants.
Yeah. Wild. Clear vision.
That's crazy.
But back to Desperado, we get our first song in the movie very quickly. It's in the opening credits. Like, we get a scene, and then we get the opening credits of the movie, and it's a friggin' awesome song.
Yeah.
Canción del Mariachi, which was written by Cesar Rosas, who is in Los Lobos, who did the score for this movie.
Yeah, that's right.
They did an incredible job with the score of this thing. It elevates it to a whole other level. And for this song, Antonio Banderas provided his own vocals and guitar playing.
Oh, nice. I didn't know about the guitar part.
Yeah.
It's clearly his voice. I would be, if you told me he didn't sing this and there was some tape recorder
Oh my
sped up
God.
or slowed down, I would lose my mind.
It's Juan Suarez again.
Me gusta tocar guitarra, me gusta cantar el son. Mariachi me acompaña cuando canto mi canción. Me gusta tomar mis copas, aguardiente es lo mejor. También el tequila blanco con su sal le da sabor. Ay, 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 mi amor. Ay, mi morena de mi corazón.
The scene is so cool in the movie, how he like walks across the bar and smacks that dude in the face with the neck of the guitar.
Yes. Oh, it's a cool lead in. Again, sets the tone, lets you know, oh, it's going to be about this guy kicking ass.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, again, this guy is the guy from the last movie.
Los Lobos, by the way, they have been around since 1973, and I didn't realize they had been around for that long, to be honest with you.
Yes, I was aware of this. I've been aware of them. What always surprises me is that they're still around.
Talk about longevity.
When I think of Los Lobos, I think of the movie about Richie Valens.
Yes, La Bamba.
Yeah. Oh, you're right, because they have a cover of La Bamba. Yes.
They did the music for the movie.
For the movie. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It's more connected. Okay. It's what I thought.
No, this is the version that you hear in the movie. This is how Los Lobos shot to international stardom, by doing the soundtrack for that movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. So that was, and not fairly, but kind of later in their career. Like they went a good number of years before that came out. If they started in 70, you say 79?
73.
Or 73, yeah. While we're on the subject of this song that opens Desperado, I want to take a minute and talk about Antonio Banderas' other songs in his career.
Oh, that's fantastic, because I was going to segue into that because I've got a good old handful of them, so let's see what our overlap is.
Okay, well, when I think of Banderas singing, I think of his part as Che in 1996's film version of Evita.
You let down your people, Evita. You were supposed to have been immortal. That's all they wanted. Not much to ask for. But in the end, you could not deliver.
He's so good in that movie. He really makes the movie for me.
Oh, dude, yeah, 100%.
Queen is dead, your king is through, and she's not coming.
Such a powerful, like, changeover there.
First off, Antonio Banderas, as a kid, for me, was like the epitome of cool guy, because I had Desperado, and then I had Assassins with Sylvester Stallone. He's so cool in Evita. He's so cool in Mask of Zorro, but he like also plays the fool really well while still being cool and confident.
Totally. I wonder if Antonio Banderas being Spanish, like I wonder if people in Mexico feel the same way we do here, like when a British actor takes one of our roles. Oh, 'cause he's played so many Mexican characters over the years.
Sure, yeah.
What do you have for Mr. Antonio's singing career?
We'll go 1997. He did a duet with Ana Belén, and it's called No sé por qué te quiero.
Which means, I don't know why I love you.
Si no me hiciera falta tus besos, me tratarías mejor que a un perro. Piensa que es libre porque anda suelto mientras arrastra la soga al cuello.
Querer como te quiero.
What a timeless message for a song right there.
Yeah.
I don't know why I love you. Yeah, dude can sing. I kind of forgot to look into his singing career prior. He must have done some singing prior to Desperado to be, the right guy for the role, right?
I don't have anything pre. I only have things that take place after.
Like on stage, maybe? Something. There must be something out there.
Yeah.
But who knows? Robert Rodriguez, again, pulls him out of thin air sometimes. So maybe he was just like, I know this one.
Yeah, no kidding, man.
I mean, it sounds like his auditions are a little funky too. Like we'll get to Once Upon a Time in Mexico in a minute, but for that one, like he had each actor come up with notes at least for their like character themes.
Yeah,
Which one of them took a lot further than that.
Yes, he did. Of course he did. Do you have other Antonio songs?
Yes, I have him. I only have one more. You thought about this longer than I did.
Oh yeah, no. I have quite a few examples.
Oh, nice. The only other thing I came up with was from a 1999 tribute concert to Andrew Lloyd Webber.
Oh, great.
You got that one on your list?
The Phantom of the Opera with Sarah Brightman.
And though you turn from me, it's behind. The Phantom of the Opera is there inside your mind.
So, continuing down the line, in 2003, he made his Broadway debut playing Guido Contini in 9, and here he is with Guido's song. He got a Tony nomination for this.
I want to be young, and I want to be old. I would like to be wise before my time, and yet be foolish and brash and bold. I would like the universe to get down on its knees and say, Guido, whatever you please is okay. Even if it's impossible, we'll arrange it. That's all that I want.
All this other singing of his did remind me of the other big central conceit that we didn't mention for Desperado, and it's in English now.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
This is entirely shifted.
That's true. So we'll get these next two out of the way pretty quick. He's got two more very recently, one from 2022 and one from 2023. First up in 2022, we have from Puss in Boots: The Last Witch.
I was like, there's got to be some Shrek stuff on here.
And I'm not tackling everything. He does sing in other Shrek movies, but this song from Puss in Boots: The Last Witch, called "Fearless Hero," is super fun. So I had to play this song.
Who's the guy who rolls the dice and gambles with his life? Who's ever been touched by a blade? Who's in boots is never afraid? Who is your favorite fearless hero? Who is your favorite fearless hero?
The way that he sings "Fearless Hero" makes me giggle every time I hear it. It's so goofy and silly and awesome. Again, nobody can be as cool as he is while being a goofball. It's so awesome.
That's what makes it all work, though. Absolutely.
That's why his Zorro was so fucking good, because he just nailed the goofy silliness of that movie so hard.
Definitely.
And then the final thing I'm going to play from 2023, he sang in a movie called Journey to Bethlehem, and he did a song called Good to Be King.
It's a Christmas flick? What the?
I don't think so. But I don't know. I haven't seen the whole thing. Maybe it is. I honestly, I don't know anything about it other than I listened to this song. But It's like an Imagine Dragons sounding song. You'll hear it.
Look how the peasants were down to the bone as I sit up high on my velvety throne, pulling the strings on the people below. It's so stinking good to be king. Mine is the kingdom.
This is like a Eurovision track.
Yeah. But it also has that like Imagine Dragons like sort of sound.
Yeah. I hear it as a Muse sound. Maybe because I'm thinking European.
Okay, yeah. It is Muse too.
Their Olympic song in particular.
Okay. I totally hear the Muse in there.
It's definitely a Christmas movie.
Is it?
Have you seen the poster?
No, I literally just heard that song. I didn't look into the movie at all.
This is the Antonio Banderas. This is crazy. Look at this. This looks like a free fucking DVD if you just accept the word of Jesus in your life.
Wow. Yeah, I had not looked at that poster. That is wild.
This live-action Christmas musical adventure for the entire family weaves classic Christmas melodies with humor, faith, and new pop songs in a retelling of the greatest story ever told, the story of Mary and Joseph and the birth of Jesus. That's from IMDb. Oh, the director did 12 episodes of Glee. Adam Anders. And wrote music for Rock of Ages. Okay, so this guy's got credits.
Yeah, okay.
Huh, okay.
Go at him.
Wild.
That just shows off Antonio's range, you know?
Hell yeah. So we have one song left from Desperado, and this is not Antonio. This is Salma Hayek, who is, again, just brand new to English language films at this point. And she lays down this haunting song, Quédate aquí.
Y no me preguntes si te quiero, que no te preocupe lo que pienso, que yo soy completamente tuya.
It's interesting that you say that this is a haunting song because it sounds like it belongs in Twin Peaks.
Yeah, definitely.
It's got like that wind that blows through the song.
Over the like electric piano chords.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very Twin Peaks.
And it's just super whimsical.
So breathy.
Yeah, yeah.
So this song, and because of how it's used in the movie, immediately reminded me of something. And this is the thing that right before we got on mic today, I was trying to be like, what is this? Where is this taking me? And this pulls me right in the direction of 2003's The Lord of the Rings: Return of the King with Pippin's song.
Oh, yes.
Because the thing about both of these songs, which we haven't said about Salma Hayek's song, is they play over scenes of violence.
Well, hers is a scene that's about to become violent because it's all of
It's
the
a
people
building.
coming up to the bookstore to kill them.
Yes. Which, I mean, that's Pippin's song is all the orc armies approaching Minas Tirith.
Yeah.
So, same concept. Everybody's been inspired by this dude. It's crazy.
Yeah, man.
Down to J.R.R. Tolkien. I'm sorry, I mean Peter Jackson.
Oh, man. Yeah, I did not make the connection between those two, but that is very good, Dustin.
Yeah, that one's... I was happy I got there. Because
Yeah.
it was just a vague thing in my head of like, I've seen a scene like this, and it was later. What was it?
Right. So as we enter the third movie in this trilogy, Once Upon a Time in Mexico, I feel like I just want to go ahead and let you know that there are lots of very small moments of music in these movies. Antonio Banderas teaches a kid how to play guitar throughout Desperado. The three mariachis play very quick things throughout Once Upon a Time in Mexico, but
Yes.
we're trying to focus on the longer songs for the most part outside of
The big numbers.
keyboard
Yeah.
mariachi and bathtub song, but those are honestly just too fun to pass up, so we had to mention those.
Too vital to the setup of the whole thing.
Yeah, I think so too. And the first song that we're going to talk about for Once Upon a Time in Mexico is performed by music superstar Enrique Iglesias.
Yes. Yes. And like second in a line of music superstars. His dad was a super famous singer too.
Oh, yes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Enrique performs a cover of a song called La Flor de Mal, and the song is written by a band called Tito and Tarantula.
Okay.
And I'll circle back to them after we hear Enrique's version. I would say that I really would have liked more music from the mariachis in Once Upon a Time in Mexico.
Would have been cool. I mean, I think it's been said that everybody wanted a little more of everything in Once Upon a Time in Mexico. It's a very fractured. He's got a lot of ideas to fit into this one.
That's fair.
Some have complained that it's not even really about the main character fully anymore. He's sort of a secondary character, but it doesn't matter to me. It's still great.
It's still a lot of fun.
And I agree. I would love to have more.
Yeah. I mean, I would love to have more in any of the movies, to be frank.
Sure.
It feels like we're bringing up a lot of music, but at the end of the day, this is really all that there is to bring up.
Yes. At the end of the day, these movies alone aren't quite something we would feature on a whole episode because there wouldn't be quite enough, I don't feel like.
Right. So back to Tito and Tarantula, Dustin.
Okay. Yes. Go on.
Here is their version of the song.
Noche tras noche, buscando la flor de mar.
I like that tune, man. It's got a real Robert Rodriguez vibe to it.
Yeah, it's got kind of a classic, like, Spanish lament sound.
Yeah.
Also, cool title, by the way. Flowers of Evil.
Oh, nice.
Also, I just want to say, I don't know anything about these artists, but I hope that, like Tarantula is, like, a really nice, like, super personable, like, huggy person, and Tito is real standoffish.
Well, what if I've told you saw Tito?
Did I?
So Tito is the lead singer of Tito and Tarantula. He played, do you remember in Desperado, the bar where Cheech is working?
Uh-huh.
The long-haired guy who's like the lone survivor who's chasing after El Mariachi after the bar fight.
Oh, that's Tito?
That's Tito.
Nice. Okay.
And also, Tito and Tarantula have some songs in Desperado on the soundtrack, such as the song Strange Face of Love, which is the song where Tito is running after El Mariachi about to kill him,
Nice.
and the song Back to the House That Love Built.
Let me come inside. I couldn't see myself. The room was filled with silence.
I love the guitar licks and the way that the guitar sounds in this one.
Yeah.
It's like such a good, constant, creepy, crawly sound to this one.
This sounds like this would be like a good sound check song.
Oh, totally, yeah.
And ringing out your venue speakers. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got a full spectrum sort of sound.
Yeah. I thought it was pretty cool that he put Tito as one of the actors in the movie.
I mean, it seems like if you become buds with Mr. Rodriguez, you get a share of the life.
Yeah.
It's cool. And we got another Salma Hayek song in Once Upon a Time in Mexico. This one is called Siente mi amor. Feel My Love, and it was written by Robert Rodriguez himself along with a guy named Jose Tamés.
En los días de dolor, siente mi amor, que vendrá con el viento, que vendrá con el sol, en los ojos de Dios, lejos de ti, me verás en sueños, sentirás mis besos y oirás reír.
Definitely picked up the pace in that song compared to the last one.
It did, yeah. Much of a much slicker, more produced pop song kind of sound.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, this one, and this is a hot take. It's Spice Girls doing a Bond song. In Mexico.
That's pretty good.
It's got a very early 2000s pop slickness to it. It's like the dawn of computer production in pop music.
Right, yeah. But you are right. It does have that sort of like Mexican Bond mashup feel to
Yeah.
it. That's That's an interesting pickup.
I don't know. I think we at this point have called out a lot of songs as being Bond-like. I'm sure some of them are just in a minor key, and we're taking it all the way.
It's certainly a new trope for us. We've been firing out Bond comparisons a lot lately.
Lately, yeah. That's why I'm like worried. I'm like, oh, is it a valid comparison every time? I don't know. You let us know, listeners.
Yeah, send us an email. We'll give it to you at the end of the show. But Salma sounds great in this song yet again.
Yeah.
And, of course, I'm going to look and see what else Salma Hayek has sang in.
Yeah.
She sang La Bruja in Frida.
Volar y dejarse caer en los brazos de tu hermana, en los brazos de tu hermana.
She's got that guttural singing that I'm such a huge fan of.
Me agarra la bruja, me lleva al cuartel, me vuelve maceta, me da de comer.
She sounds good in everything. It's crazy. I don't know. I feel like we have this conversation a lot of like, hey, they sound good. Why don't they do that more?
Yeah, it has to be the millions and millions of dollars from just the acting part. It's like enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not that everything needs to be motivated by capitalism, but most things are.
Fucking sadly. But I also found so I haven't seen this movie, so this is not a clip from the film itself. It is a clip from an official spot promotion for the movie The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard, but
okay.
She is singing in this spot, so that's what I'm playing.
You're asleep, little breeze. Can you please wake the hell up? We are hiding in Italia, 'cause some people want us dead.
Bringing nursery rhymes back to where they started as threats of imminent demise.
Exactly, yeah. You gotta scare the shit out of these kids with these songs. I would like to play one more song of Selma singing. This is from a movie called How to Be a Latin Lover, which is co-written by Ken Marino, and he also directed this movie.
Oh, nice.
The song is called El Triste.
Luce todo sin ti. Los mares de las playas se van. Se tiñen los colores de gris.
Venga, mamita, venga, dice. Hoy todo es soledad. No sé si vuelva a verte después.
So she hasn't done as much singing as Antonio, but,
Sure.
still a decent amount here and there.
Yeah, wow. It makes me wonder, like, can we find this for just pretty much any actor we look into? Is everybody sang a little bit?
Sometimes yes, sometimes no. I mean, like, when I looked into Marissa Tomei, it was just the one other thing of her singing that All in the Family song. So
Fair.
For Tim Blake Nelson, all I could find was just Buster
Kind of other
Scruggs
stuff.
So
Okay.
crapshoot. Sometimes you get a lot, sometimes you get a little, sometimes you find hundreds of songs that mention Keanu Reeves.
That's true. That's true. And speaking of actors from that era, the Keanu Reeves era, who maybe are a little less beloved than Keanu these days, I mentioned earlier that with Once Upon a Time in Mexico, Robert Rodriguez asked all of his actors to come up with a theme or a bit of a theme, a few notes
Right.
for their character when they were on screen, right? And he was going to incorporate this into the score that he was writing.
Yeah.
Well, Johnny Depp, overachieving the overachiever, came back with a whole track, and this is Agent Sand's theme. Which is a cool piece of music. I would say it's not as funny as the character is.
No,
The
not at
character's a
all.
lot goofier than that. Makes him sound really serious.
Yeah.
But in any case, cool that when asked, to do that, he completed the assignment admirably.
I'm not all that surprised given that he's been in bands before.
True. I guess that's true. Yeah, that is in his wheelhouse. This track is credited on the soundtrack to Tonto's Giant Balls,
Okay.
which I think is funny because this must be like some inside joke thing. But he went on to play the character of Tonto in 2013's The Lone Ranger. It was not received well.
No.
It was a role he should not have taken.
No.
But I think there must be something in his life with the Tonto thing.
Yeah, there must be.
For him to, in 2003, credit this as Tonto's Giant Balls. Nickname or something, I don't know.
Unless the actor who played Tonto had notoriously huge testicles.
Could be. You never know.
I certainly don't.
That's too risky a Google for me.
Now that the episode is wrapping up, Dustin, I have a quick question for you, and that question is, if El Mariachi was real and performing songs in our reality, would you check them out?
Yes. It might be the only mariachi I would be excited to see approach me at some sort of public place, like a restaurant, perhaps.
Oh, fuck, dude. If either of the 3 versions of mariachis, like the groups that are in Once Upon a Time in Mexico or Desperado, or just the solo mariachi from El Mariachi, yes, 100% would be thrilled by them showing up because the music would be great and they would be so charming.
Yeah, and there might be just like a badass shootout when they're done.
Yeah. Hopefully I make it out of there.
Some rocket-propelled grenade out of a guitar case or something. Who knows?
Fuck, dude. I love the rocket guitar case.
It's so good. Over the course of the movie is the use of the guitar case as this, like, constant evolving thing.
The machine gun guitar case is also super badass.
Oh, yeah. I'm honestly, again, I said Breaking Bad was inspired. It reminds me of that scene near the end where he rigs the car with the machine gun in the trunk.
Yeah, totally.
Seems like a total Rodriguez movie move.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that we agree, and I'm excited to hear how we line up next week for Robin Sparkles from How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah. A thing that I still don't even fully understand the meaning of when you say Robin Sparkles. That's how little research I've done so far. I don't know what that means. I know there's a character named Robin on that show.
Yes,
So
there is.
I'm hoping to find out more in the meantime.
Yeah, well, you've got a very fun journey ahead of you, and I look forward to hearing your thoughts next week on the show. And if you had fun this week, dear listener, please give us a rating and review on whatever platform you're currently listening to this on. If it happens to be YouTube, please give us a thumbs up and a subscribe.
And if you're listening to this and you somehow need to know where to find more, check us out at fictionradiopod.com and hit us up at fictionradiopod@gmail.com.
See you next week for How I Met Your Mother.
Watching movies, jamming out. K-Flix 198.4 Fiction Radio.